In Game 2 of the series, the Oakland A's defeat the Toronto Blue Jays by a final score of 7-5. This game was exciting. You know, the A's had their offense going, something they didn't have really much last game. The issue was their pitching and their bullpen struggled and kind of gave up this big lead that the A's had. But I gotta say, we got the win, so I'm not gonna stress too much about that. And the hero of this game, Cristian Pache, who gets his first official home run of the new season, and it was the go-ahead home run. He hit it in the 9th inning, and it was a 2-run homer that gave the A's the 2-run advantage and put them up 7-5. But before all that happened, the A's took a big lead in this game. They, had a really good first inning, something they've had a lot. They had a good first 3 innings, really. I mean, they scored 5 runs in the first 3 innings. And that's something they've been doing a lot this season. You look at the Tampa Bay series, we were doing that every game. And so after this win, the A's actually technically are second place in the AL West, but we have the most wins in the AL West. So that's good to see. But a lot of hits in this game, 9 for the A's, 10 for the Jays. For the Blue Jays, they actually got on the board first, none other than Vlad Guerrero Jr. He got an RBI fielder's choice. He's been hitting phenomenally all season in the short beginning, But, there was a play at the plate, and the A's went for Tapia, who was going home, but Blackburn gave up that first run. However, the A's would start off the top of the second inning with a Sheldon Noisy RBI single. He's been hitting a lot of RBIs so far this season, so that scored in a run. The Blue Jays had Hyunjin Ryu on the mound. He's a pretty respected pitcher, but he did struggle in this game. So that did score in Sean Murphy. And then Kevin Smith, who was really good yesterday in that loss, he got an RBI double in the top of the second inning. So that put Oakland up 2-1. And that was also off Ryu, and that put the A's up, like I said, 2-1. That scored in Noisy. And then Bethancourt, who hasn't played much this season, but ended up having a really good game. Bethancourt for the A's got a ground roll double that scored in a run, so that made it 3-1. And at that point, the A's are up 3-1. And then in the following inning, in the top of the third, Sean Murphy hits an absolute moonshot, no doubter. It was hit to left center field, and the A's went up 5-1. It was hit into the second deck. It was crazy, and 5-1 at that one. 452 feet, and a huge exit velocity of 114, and that's crazy. I mean, the A's, they came out to this big lead, but it would sort of fade away. Zach Collins got an RBI single, to advance the Blue Jays runner on second around, and so that made it 5-2. And the A's lead was cut down a little bit. And then Matt Chapman, none other than Matt Chapman, former Oakland A, for a number of years, hit a 2-run homer off Domingo Acevedo. That must have felt good for him to make the game 5-4. I mean, cut down the lead significantly against his former team. And Chapman hit a moonshot to left field, making it 5-4. And then Zach Collins, who was clutch earlier, got a solo homer, also off Acevedo. So Acevedo struggled in this one, and made it 5-5. But then, like I alluded to earlier, Cristian Pache, there's one out in the inning, and there is Bethancourt on first, who actually got a single. So if it weren't for Bethancourt, this would only be a solo homer, but Bethancourt had a really good game. And then Pache hit a homer to right field. It was a really good home run, barely crossed the fence, and that put the A's up 7-5. Lou Trevino got the save for the A's. It made me a little stressed out because the Blue Jays got the tying run to the plate, hitting up, and they had a guy on second, and the tying run was hitting. And Lou Trevino, though, did strike out 3 hitters in that inning, bottom of the 9th. So I got to give him credit. I was worried. I was really worried about Trevino pitching in the 9th. But the A's win 7-5. We're going to play one more game on this road trip, also against the Blue Jays tomorrow, and then we'll head home for our home opener against the Orioles. So A's win 7-5, move to a record of 5-4. Blue Jays are also 5-4. So anyways, guys, let me know your thoughts. I'll see you guys later, and go A's.